welcome to Back Issues of Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
Dr. Doom got his own book. It lasted 10 issues.
Is that a thing? Do people chant Doom's name?
It's become a thing now.
Oh. Ben started it.
This is Dr. Doom, a 10-issue miniseries from Christopher Cantwell and Salvador Larroca. It took place, or at least was coming out during the pandemic. It launched before it and was delayed because of it, and then inevitably ended during it, and now is here forever. And the approach was essentially, what do you do with Dr. Doom after Secret Wars? We've talked a little bit about Secret Wars because, when we were in the thick of it in 2015, we used to cover every issue of that series, so it's tough to go back and look at it now because everyone here has read at least some large segment of it. After Dr. Doom becomes a god, where do you go from there? What do you do next? And Bendis was like, oh, make him Iron Man. And we did that.
Yes.
I mean, he was always kind of Iron Man.
He is an Iron Man, lowercase I and M. But in that case, he actually became Iron Man, or made his own Latverian armor styled after Iron Man.
That's not becoming Iron Man.
Well, because Iron Man was off the table, so he occupied the role that Iron Man filled.
Took up the mantle.
He took up the mantle, which
no one
wanted him to
that,
do.
Yeah,
or acknowledged it, absolutely. But that was an interesting status quo, and it was a fun concept where, it was in the all-new, all-different era for Marvel, where every single hero was replaced by someone else, including Iron Man being replaced by Dr. Doom. And
he was doing the Superior Spider-Man, but his own version.
Yeah, and
it was I could just be Iron Man.
Right, I mean, nobody has a patent on that. And it's I think Iron Man definitely would. Out of all the characters that have a patent on something, it would be Iron Man. But he just was Iron Man for a little while and spent the majority of the book declaring he was Iron Man and fighting with heroes who would have teamed up with him.
That's not what Iron Man does.
Well, he just kept insisting.
Wait, what if it's really meta? And he's just look, Iron Man is an asshole sometimes, and he pisses people off.
Yeah, I'm during that
I'm gonna be the
phase.
best Iron Man.
Right.
I'm gonna make
that
so many
one
people
part
upset
of
with me.
Iron Man's
Yeah, I'll be
personality.
the best douchey Iron Man. Bendis also created a super smart love interest for Dr. Doom in the form of some character whose name doesn't matter because she'll never be used again.
Yeah.
And the whole series wraps up where she's pregnant with his baby.
Was her
And you're
name
oh.
Latveria?
No! But that won't be the most ridiculous name in the Dr. Doom saga of characters that are closely related to, in some way, Dr. Doom. But we'll talk about that in a minute.
Did
Anyway.
we do that book where someone's pregnant with his baby? Yeah, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
By the way,
Sounds
do you
very
say
familiar.
Latveria or Latveria?
I say Lat because I say everything wrong. I said Attilan forever, and everyone in the comments it's Atalan, and I'm
Atalan.
it's made up!
It's none of these things.
Right? Like I used to say Namor, and people were like, it's Namor, you plebe! And I'm like, again, it's fake!
It's written down.
Yeah. And they're like, yeah, but so is hyperbole. Not gonna say hyperbole! I mean, you could because it's fun.
Right. But there are authorities who can tell you what it's supposed
What it is
to be.
because it's a real word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a history.
This is the book that's I like Dr. Doom. I don't want to make it...
Get back to basics.
Yeah, let's do Dr. Doom as opposed to by way of Iron Man or some nonsense.
Yeah, not I like Dr. Doom and he could be a good guy.
Yeah.
He has redeeming qualities. I like it when he's a jerk.
This is both, actually. This is... The approach is... It's a Wonderful Life, starring Dr. Doom. That's why the first volume's called Pottersville.
Oh.
And I'm like, what?
Okay.
Okay. What a weird pitch. I mean, I get the idea of It's a Wonderful Life, but with this character.
It's just what's the world going to be like without Doom?
Right.
Right? I assume it's you think Doom's horrible.
Oh, no.
No?
No, it's not that.
Oh.
No, it's from the perspective of Doom going on a journey, looking at the world as if he weren't Dr. Doom. The metaphor breaks down, but trust me.
Well, is it magic? Does he see an alternate reality?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's science. It's not magic.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it's magic science. It's magic science. Whenever we say magic science, I mean it's science by way of made-up nonsense.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you might as well just call it magic, but they're like, no, there's a very distinct... No one said an incantation to make that happen.
Right.
This is a black hole collapsed, and so now this is happening. Okay. A thing that would also demonstrably not happen if that real thing actually did happen. But how would I know that or not? Because I'm not a theoretical physicist. I don't know what I'm talking about. And neither do they. but it's still a fun journey. Whatever. So the idea here is that Doctor Doom is kind of back being Doctor Doom. He's on the throne, he's doing his thing, and he's super petty. This is the pettiest Doom's ever been. And I don't know if that's true, because there are a lot of petty Doom stories. Because, if you describe the 3 things that are Doctor Doom, one of them is going to be petty. He is petty. He wears an effing outfit made of medieval armor. He's the only one wearing a tunic in the Marvel Universe that isn't also Asgardian. So, yes, he is a petty person, or at least he's theatrical, but his pettiness is from, I scarred my face because the guy that's smarter than me that I went to college with dared to suggest I should change my equations and I didn't, and so it blew up in my face. Yes, you're a petty person.
That's his fault.
No, it's not. That's why you're a petty dipshit.
Well, let's just agree to disagree.
That's fair. Yeah, except Doom would never agree to disagree. Doom would be
true.
let's agree that I'm right. You've never seen a pettier Doom than this book.
Interesting.
So,
all right, let's get into it.
So Doom is sitting on his throne, and they're doing a made-up thing. There's no fallout from it. Nobody ever brings it up again. So the story opens with this thing that's never going to be referred to again afterwards, and has never existed before this, which is a global warming reversal initiative being built on the moon called Antlion, which involves building a black hole.
Building a black hole?
Or generating a black hole.
What?
Yeah, yes.
Usually you don't want to do that.
Well, and that's what Doom says when he is being interviewed by news pundits. They're
he says it's a bad idea?
We have expert Dr. Doom on the satellite, and he's like, fools! And they're like,
he's just jealous that he didn't think of it first.
He's super jealous, and he is just so petty, sitting on a throne in front of a raging fire in his country that he owns and took over sometime between the Bendis book and this. Took back over, I should say. So the news pundits are also giving him a hard time, well, that was supervillain and ruler and tyrant Doctor Doom has something to say about that. And Doom's don't mock me. And then one of the experts they have also on the satellite is exactly what are you a doctor of, Mr. Doom?
Don't call me on this shit.
Yeah.
I am a doctor.
That's my title.
I hold several degrees from Latveria University.
Yeah, I have a triple doctorate from myself. But no, he actually did go to really.
Yeah, he went to a real school.
He really is
he's a real doctor of probably physics.
Yeah.
Did he not graduate school because his face?
He had to leave. Yeah, no, it's true.
Yeah, and he finished up in Latveria.
Exactly.
He probably has an honorary doctorate.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. What school put themselves on the line with an honorary degree? And then they cut the broadcast, and Doom is just well, that could have gone better. It was awkward and uncomfortable. He never says it's uncomfortable or awkward. He's always just fools! Other people, you're looking at Doctor, and it's this book does an amazing job of humanizing Doctor Doom, which you'd never want to do.
His eyes are very human looking. You see the veins and stuff in them.
Yeah. Which is the only way you can actually convey Doom's humanity, because it's the only thing that's showing. But you're seeing a man yelling about them reversing global warming in a full armor with tunic and cloak, and you're just what a jackass. It's just this book does a great job of just destroying Doctor Doom as a character. Now,
it was clearly a setup. They were just brought him on there to because they thought it'd be funny.
It is gotcha journalism. They're trying to just make fun of him, and so of course Doom is bring that news pundit to me. Doom goes and gets a debriefing about other things happening, and they're do you want to watch the setup when they turn the power on for Antlion, blah, 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 blah. Because, of course, Doom's prognostications are oh, nothing ever went wrong with a black hole. Oh, I can't think of 1,000 reasons why it would be a mistake to build a black hole on the moon. So, yeah, no, I'm super duper okay with it, and I think it's a flawless plan.
Like a tiny black hole, right?
No. Well,
it's a black hole that they're sending garbage to.
Yes.
It's a waste depository.
Yeah. And they're we can't actually reverse the effects, but we can curtail what happened.
You'll never be able to fill it.
No, that's right.
That's the idea.
That's the idea is we're going to
the
send
bottomless pit to throw your trash in.
Yes, and it's on the moon, which we know we can reach
Right.
via conventional means as opposed to super science.
Right.
Which at that point,
but it's still over there.
yes.
Because if we put it on Earth, that
it
would
would be a
probably
problem.
be
It would raise OSHA issues. The only thing is, Reed has literal portals that go to the negative zone.
Yeah, but there's people that live there. You could just send your trash there.
People, though? I mean, it's a nihilist. He's like a robot bug man, which I think would be kind of funny.
He has a sofa that he watches TV on.
Yeah, and it's just covered in
Banana
trash.
peels come.
No!
It's a legit world.
Yeah, I mean, no.
I'm sorry, a realm?
Yeah, you've
Realm,
seen
yeah.
the negative zone. It's mostly just space with like occasional rocks that people are floating on top of. You know, it's like the space you see in Looney Tunes cartoons.
Right.
Yeah, but if you suddenly like woke up and saw all that space, and you're like, what's all this trash doing out here?
Oh yeah, no. But I mean, like, we're already dumping our trash. There's tons of space garbage. I mean, the Earth itself is actually encircled in trash from like broke. What are we gonna do when a satellite dies? We just leave it there. It just adds to the garbage that we're surrounding our planet into. And so it's like, well, what's worse? Dumping our trash into the open space that we already occupy, or dumping it into an endless black hole that we never really think about that actually enters into a realm that is essentially run by a robot bug monster that wants to destroy us? I mean, you know, what are the pros and cons?
The problem is, if you open anything into the negative zone, you risk something coming out.
And you're also
Nothing's
going to
coming out of that black
antagonize
hole.
him
Right,
by
you're just gonna
throwing
piss him off.
Yeah.
Whereas that black hole, there's no conscience in there.
Right.
Nothing ever can come out of it.
No, that's true.
So it's a one-way trip.
At least
you don't have
that's
to worry.
that we know of.
Right. Well, according to physics,
comic
nothing can
book.
come out of
Well,
it.
the physics we know. So anyway, seeing Doom in a robe sucks, but it's also funny.
Right.
And so it's like,
why
are we
it's
making
there.
fun of him?
It's
Yeah.
hilarious because he's still wearing the mask, but nothing else.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the gauntlets on.
Yeah.
Right,
But that's
well,
the
I
thing
gotta
I've
wear
seen
this
for
mask.
years. Like that, there was an old supervillain team up where he teams up with Red Skull, and we see Doom in bed, and he's still wearing the mask, and it's just hilarious to see him. Like he has his gauntlets like on the nightstand. Like someone sneaks into his room, and is like, "Oh no, you don't!" Like Doom, you can take the mask off. And in this he does when he sleeps, but he also wears bandages instead.
Right. Because he's hideous.
Right, yeah. Well, and they're scarred, so like maybe they're soaked in some kind of an oil that tries to like heal it in some way.
maybe.
But then Kang shows up, and Kang's like, "Oh, what am I doing here?" And Doom's like, "What are you talking about? You showed up on my house. Like, what are you-"
Oh, the hell, you called me.
So Kang's like, "I don't know, man. Like, I'm a crappy character. Nobody likes using me, and I am weirdly drawn to you."
Because you kind of look like me.
Because we kind of look like each other, and there's implications in random other stories that maybe we're related or connected in some way.
Oh.
And so we're gonna play with that a little bit. And
Okay.
Doom's like, "Oh,
Is this one of those books?
that's what he's like." And so Kang's like, "Maybe, I don't know." And so you're like, "Okay, well, what do you want?" And he's like, "This is weird." And so they have a conversation about like, well, what year am I in? And Doom's like giving context, and then Doom offers him like a glass of wine because you know he's regal and he's offering him, you know, well, you're a guest in my home, here have some, and he's like, okay, and then he disappears. Kang's like, oops, boop, he's gone. And Doom's like, well, that was weird.
That was weird.
So then Doom hears some music playing, and he wanders into his parlor and he sees himself fully healed with his 2 sons and wife, who don't exist.
How does he know that's who they are?
Because he feels it. Well, because he's like, that's me.
Right,
And he's
and-
referring to them as his children.
Right.
And there's a woman there, and it's after hours. I have to assume that, you know, I'm putting
Yeah,
two
it's
together. I have
the
critical
family.
thinking skills.
Right.
So
Is he in the Nexus?
he's not in the Nexus. I can tell you he's not in the...
Oh.
Is it the... No, it's not
You're like,
the Nexus.
well,
we could do...
well, maybe. No.
No, it's not the Nexus.
Okay.
But he's seeing this, and they're talking, and they're also like referring to things like the life he's having now is past. Not that it's like far in the future. It's like I'm 60 years old and I've still got it. Like no, it's
Right.
just sometime in the near future, maybe according to this vision I'm having, things
I'll
turn
be
out
healed
good
with
for
a family.
Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daddy, I'm so glad you killed that Reed Richards.
Yeah. So he sees then after they disappear, the black hole run amok and the Atlian Center destroyed. So then weeks later, he's like, that was weird. And so,
Let's not tell anybody about
So that was like a dream or something?
right? Yeah. So he gets his briefing, and then he asks Steve, the newsman who's strung up in like a straitjacket with a Hannibal Lecter mask, like on his ceiling, like how he's doing. Make sure Steve gets fed, but you know, you spent weeks on my ceiling. How do you like making fun of me on the news now, Steve? I'm like, I don't know, dude.
Not very much at all.
Yeah, you'd think not.
Here's the thing. I don't like being trapped. You're actually a very gracious host.
Oh yeah, no. When I'm not hanging upside down in your hall,
Yeah, like the 1 hour they feed me, the food is superb.
it's so good. So, well, Doom decides to like hang out outside, and he sees a vision of himself as a father, teaching one of his children how to fish. And he's like, this is friggin' weird.
This is weird.
What is happening to
why
me?
would I do that? Like, that's just a regular fishing pole. That's not like a crazy science fishing pole. It doesn't even make any sense.
Right? You'd think, like, if Doom the father, they're gonna wear at least, like, flight boots and blast the fish with their power gauntlets.
He's like, no, that's not fishing.
Right. No, fishing, true fishing, is with a rod and your boy. Yeah, because I'm a big Kevin Costner fan. So Atlian blows up.
What?
Yeah. And while Doom's outside, like, he sees his missile silos are emptied and they're all fired at the moon, which I guess they reach. And I'm like, what?
His
he
missile
confused?
silos?
Yeah. He's just like, what the crap?
I didn't do this.
Yes. He's like, shit. They are totally gonna blame me.
Somebody's setting me up.
Yeah, they're gonna blame you. They're your missiles.
Yeah. They also, they're implying there's like a big war brewing between neighboring made-up country Symkaria, which is headed up by Silver Sable's uncle. And so that's like a looming threat, is like the destabilized Eastern European ruling areas of Latveria and Symkaria. So you're like,
Uh-oh.
Meanwhile, Doom also is talking to his lieutenant, his second in command, the person he trusts the most in the world, a woman named Zora, or her supervillain name, Victorious.
Is she a previous character?
She is a previous character. She was imbued with the power cosmic by Doom and then lessened, but she still has some cool powers.
Doom can imbue people with the power
He
cosmic?
could at the time of her invention.
Okay.
Her outfit really reminds me of Big Barda, except for the horns.
She looks exactly like Big Barda.
Yeah.
So Victorious is there, and again, like her character is essentially like, she was found and raised by the state, and she is like, you know, so into Latveria, she would die for this country, and she would, you know, die for Doom and all that stuff. So like, Doom's like, oh, you're my number one guy.
Is it like brainwashing, or is she just like, no, this is the right thing?
I mean,
Well,
for
it is
her,
as much as the whole country is brainwashed, right?
yeah, I mean, like, they actually raise her and give her health and comfort? Yes. So is that brainwashing or is that parenting? Either way, whatever. So yeah, she believes it, and Doom doesn't deceive her in any genuine way.
Right, that's just how she was raised.
Although I think she is deceived by Doom in her invention. But she also refuses to join the Fantastic Four to defeat him, and then eventually joins up with him again, and then, you know.
So it's like a real, like, father-daughter relationship.
Yes, exactly.
If the dad's a piece of crap.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Doom tells his generals, like, you know, call in a full unconditional surrender, because the UN is dispatching troops immediately, suspiciously quickly. Like, Atlian explodes, and then all of a sudden, like, Synkarian forces are moving, the UN is invading, there's a statement from the president, like, everybody's ready.
Right.
And Doom's like, play ball with everybody, and I will surrender. I will surrender myself to the authorities when they show up, and the news is like, superhuman community's outraged, and they're coming, and Doom's like, okay. And so he tells Victorious, like, you're in charge until I get back.
Because I am coming back.
I will definitely come back.
I didn't do this shit.
Well, I didn't do this. I will be absolved. And also, like, I already lost Latveria like 3 times in the last 5 years.
You know what this is? This is Star Trek 6.
Yes. What? No, it's a Wonderful Life.
We haven't fired. According to our sensor logs, we did.
Exactly. That's exactly.
Signal or surrender. So weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, what level? Okay.
And that was a conspiracy?
Yes.
Was a setup?
Yeah. Okay.
All I'm saying,
Out of the 6, Star Trek 6 is probably the 4th best. So it's not bad,
No, I'd say it's...
right?
I would say it's the second or third best. No, the third best.
Third best. You're right. Yeah, no.
Third best.
2, 4,
Yeah.
6, 5,
5,
1.
1, 3.
Oh yeah, 3.
Maybe 3 above 1.
3. 1 is really boring.
Yes.
3 sucks.
1 at least looks good.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, Christopher Lloyd. You are a terrible Klingon.
You suck. We'll get a better Klingon in David Warner, and then he'll die immediately. And then Christopher Plummer shows up as a suspiciously not Klingon-looking Klingon.
He's like, I'm not wearing that stuff.
I'm not wearing that stuff. I'm a Shakespearean actor.
but you have to. You're a Klingon.
I'll be the one Klingon that doesn't look like that. Okay. Well, since you're such a Shakespearean actor, we're going to make you say Shakespearean quotes that have nothing to do with what's happening.
I'm
every single
sure he loved every second of
time.
it.
No question.
I'm going to be so Klingon at them. They won't even realize I'm not wearing the makeup.
Exactly. I will cast an illusion of acting. Before Doom decides to give himself up, he gives Zora, Victorious, her, marching orders, and she's like, did you do this? And he's like, how dare you? How?
You are Dr. Doom.
You're wearing your supervillain armor for national debriefing.
Said that the black hole thing was
a
like
bad
a
idea.
threat to the world.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you destroy it?
Right.
All I'm saying is, I asked you a straightforward question, and you deflected.
And you didn't answer my
Yeah.
question. That's true. He doesn't, by the way. I won't bury the lead here. It's not like I was asleep and my evil consciousness took over and I pulled the lever myself. No.
Well, thank God it's not that.
I know, that would be really
would suck.
Remember when I was Iron Man and I was trying to be good? There's a little piece inside of me that really hated that.
And
so
did
when
bad
I go to
things.
sleep, it
Yeah.
does bad things to make up for the good I've done.
My God. There's already a Marvel character like that. It's called the Sentry. And people got so sick and tired of it that they threw that crap away and then keep resurrecting it every 6 years. They're like, oh yeah, Sentry. And then they're like, oh yeah, nobody wants that.
That sucks.
That sucks. So Union Jack attacks Doom, and Doom immediately defeats him because it's Union Jack.
Yeah.
And then Doom is then flanked by Agent Zero.
Yay!
If this is correct, press 1 now.
Agent Zero.
Yes.
Agent Zero is just a Codbo player.
Yeah.
He's like absolute zero.
Right.
Shouldn't name him Kelvin.
Because he's stone cold. No, he's just a, he's
He has a gun.
Yeah, he's a gun.
Was he like the original agent?
No. No, he's just a guy. He's a character name.
Yeah.
Right.
So Doom immediately defeats Agent Zero and Union Jack, and then he's like, "Oh, inform your authorities that I surrender." And then a million helicopters descend on his on his castle.
Right.
And while he's being arrested, he sees on the same balcony himself as the good, happy, unscarred version, chatting with his wife about how they saved the world.
Okay.
So in the background, the windows are broken. I wonder if he's seeing the same thing in that. It's hidden, but is this still his reality? Does he see them in his own actual setting, or when he sees them, is stuff around them different?
I think that that's interesting. We don't really get a glimpse of that. I assume that he's just seeing kind of them as a holographic, almost like a ghost.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't see their world projected.
Remember in RoboCop when he sees his former life throughout the house? The house is fixed.
Yeah, we don't see that.
Okay. Interesting.
So is this realities overlapping?
Yeah,
Okay.
because of the black hole.
Right. Okay.
So Doom gets arrested, and they take off his armor, and they make him look like a jackass. But he does appreciate that they let him cover some of his face.
What does he look like without the armor? Is that him?
Yeah, that's Doom.
He doesn't look that ugly.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, he's just a little bit wrinkly.
The funny thing is, Jack Kirby's initial plan for Doom was Doom wears the armor and the mask to cover up his horribly disfigured face, but the reveal was going to be he has a slight imperfection on his face.
Yeah,
and then his vanity is what makes him wear the armor.
Right.
But no, he's really fucked up, though. So he gets arrested, and the attending people who are there to make sure and facilitate his extradition to the United States to stand trial are Doctor Strange, Silver Sable, because Symkaria is also invading Latveria, or at least they will be soon. And the Fantastic Four won't show up, but they did send a Herbie unit. And Herbie is a robot that is a holdover from the old cartoon show, but in this case, he's an actual robot man.
That's incredibly insulting.
Yeah, and Doom was like, Richards couldn't even show up.
He sent the robot?
That's exactly right. You had 4 people you could have sent, and you sent a robot.
You could have sent your kids, and that's better than this.
Literally, one of them is named after my greatest love, whom I sacrificed for dope armor, and even she's not here.
Well, he sends Doombots all the time.
That's true.
To
Yeah.
attack people
Okay,
and stuff.
Doom. You know what? We will only send robots as many times as you have.
Oh, shit.
So you're gonna be getting robots for the next 30 years.
Yeah, you jackass. So he gets arrested, and he tells Doctor Strange, we've been through a lot. We did Triumph and Torment and stuff. And I guess also we referred to
Remember
it
that
in
book?
my Weird Bendis book as well. So we've had some history, and you should know, on the soul of my mother, and that should mean something to you, that I didn't do this. And Strange is like, oh, that's weird. And it's funny because like the Herbie robot calls him Mr. Doom, and Doctor Strange is like, you should call him Doctor. You really did earn that degree. And the Herbie robot's like, oh, should I apologize? Like, I just leave him alone. Like, don't go near him.
I don't think he wants to hear your apology.
And into the sun.
Well, good thing you're a robot. I can just destroy you.
Yeah, I don't have any qualms about your destruction. So while Doom is extradited via Quinjet, he's like chatting it up with Doctor Strange. There's a great moment where the Latverian war room is debriefing Victorious, de facto leader of Latveria, and they're trying to like explain all this shit about what's about to happen and all the sanctions they're like experiencing. They're shuttering our embassies, and she's like, "There's only 3 embassies. Like, don't waste my time. Like,
right.
Oh no! Like, it's 3. It's a staff of 8 people, like in total." And then one of the people who's talking to her goes, I'm sorry, but could you please take off that ridiculous helmet?"
What?
Yeah.
Would you say that to Doom?
That's what she says.
Huh.
And they're like,
yeah, but his face is all fucked up. Like, what's your excuse?
he wears that because he has to.
Also, you're not Doom.
Right.
Well, that's
the thing is, like, she's like, yeah, but Doom put me in charge, so like I am Doom as far as you're concerned, jackass.
Okay, but he's like coming back.
he's always come back, and you're kind of new.
I like that Doom has all these. It's like Doom, his like second in command in great crazy outfits, and then everybody else is just wearing a suit.
Right.
Like,
well, the rest of Latveria, although sometimes looking like peasants.
I know, it's like depending on what interpretation you want to see. Like Latveria sometimes looks like a mid 18th century Eastern European Transylvania, or
it's just modern day.
It looks like modern day.
It's just an office building.
Yeah. Like Karl Rove here is like, what the hell are you wearing, you lunatic?
It goes from like costumes to nothing.
Yes, there's no in between.
After the second layer of the organization.
That's right. No, the inner circle gets to wear insane outfits.
Right.
What if Latveria was actually like very medieval?
Right.
And that's why he has the castle. That's why he has the armor.
Yeah, no, we have fiefdoms and vassals. Like, I don't actually regard like modern society.
But he's like. But like, I hire people to be my government from outside Latveria.
Yeah, no, these are mostly like French and Belgian people.
Like, they have business suits and laptops.
Yeah.
No, they're fine.
Yeah.
It's like colonial Williamsburg. Like, there's all the actors out there doing the reenactment.
They also need to eat, and they need to be able to pay their 401ks.
There's an office building with people in regular outfits.
Yeah, there's Wi-Fi at Colonial Williamsburg. It's just that you don't get access to it. So while Doom is being transported, Kang shows up like, oh shit, I'm here again. Hey man.
Yeah, that's weird.
And he's like, all right, well, what year is it? And he's like, well, I think it's I've seen your future. You are going to fix everything soon, and you're gonna basically create world peace, and that'll be the perfect opportunity for me to then take over the world. So I gotta help you so that I can take over. And it's not, by the way, like I have a future that I've seen, and it is by way of your future. It's that I've seen your future, and it's great, and it's so great, and everyone's so docile that I will then use that as an opportunity to take over.
Okay.
So I need you to do that.
Yes.
But if I do that, then you're going to take over. You're going to take power from me. So I shouldn't do that.
Right. Except there's no certainty that you will. So sure, I'll just use you until I get what I want, and then I'll kill you probably.
Yeah, but in that timeline, like ultimately, aren't you later on defeated by the Avengers or something?
No, in this one, no. In the future Kang scene, like, no, I don't need to be defeated. I fixed everything.
Oh.
And so it's like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay. And Kang's there as kind of like the Clarence Angel, who's like going with Doom.
I was gonna
kind of knows where things are going.
People put Doom under arrest. Do they notice Kang?
Are they listening to this conversation?
No, they don't hear Kang. They don't see Kang. I don't know why. Maybe it's because they're all wrapped up in their own shit, or maybe it's because only Doom can see him and Kang's using special future technology. It doesn't matter.
Kang doesn't even know what he's doing there, so he can't be using special future technology.
He's always got it going.
There. Oh, okay.
He's using like a time VPN, and he's just whatever you see is not what I am.
Right.
So Doom's like, you gotta get me out of here. Like, that's the first step, because I gotta solve this mystery. So Kang blows up like an aspect of the Quinjet, which is only distracting and allows them to jump out the plane. Kang then disappears, and so Doom casts a spell that protects him from impact, and then makes his way into America to solve this groovy mystery that's happening. Doom, puts on some classic Marvel incognito disguise, like a baseball cap, and then infiltrates Times Square, whereupon Morgan Le Fay, his occasional side piece, projects herself onto things only he can see and hear, and says basically like, hey, come to my apartment, I'll put you up. You seem like you're in a kind of weird place. So Doom's like, okay. Meanwhile,
but okay.
There's a problem on the moon, that black hole that's like, becoming increasingly a problem. So
I thought it was blown up.
the facility that kept the black hole in check blew up.
Oh. So now it's just out of control.
Now there's a black hole on the moon. So Herbie, now with a new mission, goes to pick up somebody who knows what they're doing and isn't Reed Richards or Tony Stark because they're too busy doing this. They call up Adam Brashear, a.k.a. Blue Marvel, a character created by Kevin Grievous, who is a super cool, fun, smart guy. And if you threw him into a black hole, maybe he could like dissipate it or something. And I say that only because that's what they're going to do with him later. But
okay, good enough.
He's a leader. He's super strong and he's super smart.
Okay.
And he's awesome. And he's old. Not too old. You can still fuck. But and I say that
how
only
old? Like 50?
Yeah, like 50, between
like
50
Reed
and 60.
Richards' age?
No. Okay, so like
Older.
You'd think Reed Richards looking at him, he'd be like 55, but actually Reed Richards is more like 38.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Adam Brashear, however, is definitely in his 50s, if that, maybe 60.
Okay.
So Doom's at Morgan Le Fay's. She's like, "So what's up?" And he's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "You really screwed up this time, Vic. Like you blew up a goddamn thing. Now there's a black hole thing." He's like, "It wasn't me."
Tacos?
Wouldn't I be prepared for the counterattack if it was me?
Exactly. Like I wouldn't be on the run.
Wouldn't I also take ownership of it?
Yeah.
I'm Dr. Doom.
When have I
that
not
was me.
taken ownership?
Yeah, no one's heard my maniacal laugh yet. So he proceeds to talk about, he's like, I've seen visions of myself with my wife and my children, and I'm freaking out. And all I know is her name, because I heard myself refer to her as Fruzina.
Fruzina.
It's a made-up Latvian name.
It's actually Fruzina.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, you're right. So he's like, listen, like, you're a sorceress and stuff. We used to bang. Could you, like, look into my head or future and see, like, confirm some of this stuff for me? And she's like, I don't really, like, the version of me right now that's, like, renting an apartment in Queens is, like, diminished in her magic, but I can do some stuff. Like, I can reach into a pocket dimension to get you a mask so you could, like, at least kind of look like Dr. Doom. So you're getting
But he's trying to lay low.
Yeah, but I'm Doom.
Yeah, I'm tired of that.
Right?
Meanwhile, she's just like, you really do look weird.
It's
Could you
awful.
put the mask on, please?
Here.
It's making me just kind of...
It's not your face. It's just I'm so used to seeing
Yes.
the mask. I have a hard time.
It's like I'm talking to a stranger.
Like, I almost don't believe you're you.
Yeah, I need to see the mask.
Plus, like, there's that reverberation in there. Then I'm gonna know, like, when I hear you. It's
Exactly. That's how I treat your true voice.
You look like Reptile right now.
Herbie and Blue Marvel decide that they're going to start looking for Dr. Doom, and so they do. They have a little cute little like. So they get.
Where are the Fantastic Four?
They're on the moon trying to resolve the black hole problem.
I
They're
see.
busy.
They're busy.
Is
I guess
Reed
the
just
Avengers
around
too.
No! Weight limit exceeded. No,
I have to stretch just enough to contain it, but also not get too close
Not
to
get
it.
like.
that would not work.
It's a careful balancing
Got
act.
turned inside out. But yeah, there's actually like a point. Like Reed's not in this because like there's a point to it. Like
Right.
Doom's like, where is Reed? Like why won't Reed show up and do something?
Punch me in the face.
Why won't he send the
not
robot?
right.
Like what the fuck? So meanwhile, Blue Marvel and the robot are like looking for Doom, and they have like a little friendship that forms. Herbie refers to himself as like a fifth member of the Fantastic Four, and everyone's like, "You're just a stupid robot." Like,
Yeah.
you're fucking
Sure.
Delusions of grandeur a little bit there.
Exactly. They also talk about how Blue Marvel, you're like the third person we thought about calling. Like we called like everybody else. It's just.
Don't you think it's weird that we called you?
You're right.
You're not really asking enough questions about what you're doing here.
Yes. So.
I'm Blue Marvel.
So Morgan Le Fay.
Marvel or Marble?
Marvel.
Marvel. Okay, Blue Marvel.
Yeah. So Morgan Le Fay introduces Doom to the Witness, whose power is that he could like witness stuff and look into your eyes and see shit, which he does. And
Oh,
he sees,
good, because I was like, technically that could be anybody. Yeah, I witnessed it.
Yeah, but the
I
Witness
have
has a
eyes.
logo. So he looks into his eyes and he sees like a beautiful future, and then Doom's assassinated.
Oh.
His brains just blow out the other side of his head. And you can see the Taskmaster just assassinated.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, Taskmaster, well done.
Why would Taskmaster do that?
Because he was hired to do it. That's
I
what he does. He's
produce
a
a
merc.
lot of trash. This was a good plan.
I was all on board.
I'm very worried about climate change.
I'm a huge Captain Planet fan. So, then we go to what used to be Denmark about more than a decade from now, and everything's beautiful and clean, and a fixed-up Doctor Doom is addressing the people in attendance at a big conference, and he's just like talking about, I did something. And now things
I
are
stopped
great.
the black hole,
Yes.
and I fixed the world.
Oh, yes. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Right,
Is that,
okay.
like, Doom realizes that the thing I need to do is fix the black hole. But that's in Volume 2. But throughout now, we're just teasing the idea that, like, this is Doom and this is the future. Like, what we're seeing is the future.
But we just saw him get assassinated.
Yes, we did.
What?
Doom awakens in hell, and he climbs out of a pile of skulls, and he runs into Mephisto, who's like, hello! Meanwhile, Doom has donned his hell armor, which, of course, he invented in a Fantastic Four comic earlier.
Would he leave it in hell in case he ended up there?
Yeah, I guess.
That's kind of awesome.
Doom had like a lover when he was young and still pretty and happy, and then lost her through the pursuits of science and education, went to the States, and then became Dr. Doom. So like they fell out of touch. So eventually he tracks her down, and he convinces her that they should be together. And it's a really hard sell, by the way, because he's Dr. Doom.
He's all
And,
gross.
yeah, well, also he's a supervillain.
Right,
And
that
so
too.
she's like, I don't know. After much cajoling, she inevitably relents. And he's like, okay. And then he kills her because he needs to sacrifice her and make a suit of armor made out of leather from her skin. And so he does. Because he needs to sacrifice like the only thing that matters to him, which of course they'll steal from Infinity War.
Yeah.
But Doom did it first. And,
It's made of a person's skin.
well, the first layer, yes.
Oh, like the undercoat.
Yes. And so, he pieces together his hell armor from
That is
various...
horrible.
Oh, yeah, no, it's awful.
Well, that way it protects my soul.
Yeah.
Her soul is getting corrupted.
Her soul's in hell. So Mephisto's like, well, you're here now. And there's no Fantastic Four story to get you out of there. You're mine now,
You're
bitch.
just here. You died. That's it.
Yeah, so Doom like slaps him around, and Mephisto's Mephisto lets him, and then presents Valeria, the woman that he loved. And he's like, well, go talk to her and
remember
go see if she thinks you deserve to leave. Which, of course, she does not.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Meanwhile, Victoria's had a
But
really...
why is she there? Was she bad, or does everyone just go to hell?
No, he traded her soul to some demons in order to make the
gave
leather armor that he
her-
needed.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. So she's just condemned
Right.
through no fault of her own.
Yikes.
Her only sin being to love him. So Victorious is having an awful, no good, very bad day because some Karian troops are going across the border and they're going to take over, and they're impotent to fight because, of course, like they're being sanctioned by the UN and stuff. And so she goes to bed and has a horrible time. While she's doing that, she gets attacked by some ninjas, and eventually she decides that she needs to get to the bottom of this Doom thing as well. So Doom talks to Valeria.
Meanwhile,
Valeria,
back in hell.
So Valeria gives Doom the business and then turns into Mephisto. So maybe it is Valeria, maybe it isn't. Maybe Mephisto cast a projection spell that looked like Valeria but was actually him, because the Mephisto that emerges from her looks very similar to, but is not in any way like the occasional design of Mephisto that has like big boobs and has crazy hair. But LaRocca didn't see that and didn't look at it, so he drew this. And it looks like more like Venom if he were like designed by Kiss. And so they fight.
That is accurate.
So they fight, and then Death shows up, and Death's like, Doom can leave.
Oh.
And Mephisto's like, hey! No! No, I mean, I really don't call the shots, you do. And Death's like, yeah, you can go. And Doom's like, oh, cool.
Why?
Yeah.
Why does Doom get to?
Right, why?
Escape.
And she goes, because you will be my greatest servant of all.
This is really going to piss off Thanos.
She has her side piece Deadpool for that. So yeah, she's like, no, Doom can leave because he will become my greatest servant of all.
Wow. So he's gonna kill everybody.
He's gonna kill.
I thought he was gonna save the world, which is it?
What? Yes, that's exactly what this book is.
Okay. I don't like Doom being just along for the ride.
Right.
That's like to me that is not Doom.
No. Well, Doom is
he
also...
the least in control I've ever seen him.
He is at a disadvantage, but...
He's also confused because he's like,
he doesn't
I'm
know what's
seeing
going
altered
on.
versions of myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like because there's the idea that Christopher Cantwell mentions in an interview is that like there's a germ of humanity within Doom. Like Doom does have goodness within him, and he sees it nurtured and flourishing in the form of like a future version of himself with children and a wife. Like he's capable of love, unconditional love for a woman and for children,
Or of killing a lover and wearing her skin.
which we only passively
He's a
reference.
paradox.
Yeah, he's a you know.
Yeah.
Look, you gotta take the good with the bad, the highs and the lows.
That's right. That's right. So Kang shows up and Doom asks him like, "Hey, you visited many different futures, obviously. Is there one where I died?" And he's like, "There's like a million of those." And he's like, "No, today." And he's like, "Yes, there is." And within 13 years, civilization collapsed. Like you were assassinated by Taskmaster, hired by Advanced Idea Mechanics, and humanity collapsed. So he's like, "Okay, well, clearly that was the one that I was in, but isn't anymore. So let's go."
Okay. Starting to lose the thread.
Don't worry, we'll get there. Also, there's a subplot. We're not even getting into it, but there's a homeless guy in America that like the government tracks down a year ago, and then they groom him and they set him up and they put him into place. He's technically a bastard son of a rightful ruler of Latveria that is not Doom. Doom kind of usurped power. Doom is a citizen of Latveria and eventually became
But
Doom.
he wasn't like heir to...
No,
Yeah,
no, he
okay.
took that rulership. But there was a true ruler of Latveria, and most of them are dead because of Doom, but one that we invented for this book survived, and so the U.S. government's like, well, this is a peach of an opportunity here. Like, there's a country we back called Simcaria, and they want Latveria, and we hate Doom, and Doom's gone now, and we have a justifiable reason to get rid of him and take over his country. So, backed by the UN and the United States, Simcaria is invading Latveria, and they're going to take over, and they're going to roll it into the UN, and we're going to make it a peaceful transition of power by having a rightful heir of Latveria
on the throne.
Right.
on the throne.
Yeah.
Yeah, a puppet.
Yes.
That we can control.
Yes.
That
so
will be
that's-
accepted to some degree by the populace.
Right. And what happens, of course, is they put him in the castle. He goes on TV. He's like, I'm a ruler of Latveria. Here's who I am. Doom eventually gets back, and he throws him over the balcony like Longshanks and Braveheart. So...
What would you recommend for this
situation? So Doom wanders into Advanced Idea Mechanics and kicks ass, takes names, and ends up on the main floor, whereupon he runs into Taskmaster, where he fights Taskmaster, and Taskmaster is like beaten. Meanwhile, Victorious faces Silver Sable on the battlefield on the border between Simcaria and Latveria. And they get nice and close. And while they're talking, Silver Sable's like, you're getting set up. And Victorious is like, we need to find Doom and fix this. Because, like, I don't like any of the chicanery that's going on here.
Right. Someone else is pulling the strings.
Exactly. So the two of them team up to go try and save Doom and install him back in power.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So eventually Doom, of course, gets the upper hand on Taskmaster and then demands the Taskmaster tell him the code name for his assignment to assassinate Doom. And the code name is Frzina. And Doom's like, what? Because he knows that it's Frzina, he then goes to the files and looks it up, and then MODOK shows up. Because, of course, MODOK is leader of Advanced Idea Mechanics.
Right.
And he's like, oh! And MODOK acts unlike MODOK ever. Which I actually appreciate because...
Because MODOK's stupid.
Because MODOK's stupid, and because for the last, 15 years, MODOK has been a joke. He's been the punchline of any joke that they want to make. The last punchline, of course, being Ant-Man Quantumania.
Yeah.
But in this case, MODOK has a semblance of dignity and respect, where he's actually a mastermind and he's intelligent. And the idea is that MODOK gleans the future that Doom sees, and he's in on it. Not that he's in on the
Which future? The
good future.
the good
utopia.
one. Okay.
He's like, he's backing it?
He's like, I want that. So he knows what I needed to do was set the pieces in motion, which was assassinate Doom, or make an attempted assassination on Doom. And I named it Frzina so you knew that I knew about all the shit you see. This is the end of MODOK in this book, by the way. MODOK is just one cog in the journey that Doom goes on to help bring his sunny future to fruition.
MODOK wanted him to be assassinated, but then to also come back from being assassinated.
Yes, cool, because he knew that was part of the plan. He doesn't know the full picture, but he does know
he knows that happens.
That, like, in the timeline of events, these need to occur.
Okay.
So MODOK is not the mastermind behind this.
No, he's not.
Just a part of it.
He became a part of it when he found out that there was an opportunity to bring about a positive future that he was a big fan of.
Okay. Is he
Meanwhile,
known for being a big fan of positive futures?
Hell no! But this is also just a fun,
I'm only in charge of AIM because I want to bring about a
utopia.
Glorious utopia.
No. You're a mechanized organism designed only for killing.
You don't care about utopias.
There is no you in your acronym. So, that's the end of that.
No, but killing is another acronym in my name.
Oh, God.
It's kindness,
Intelligence,
inspiration,
love,
learning, other things too.
and the rest. You get the idea.
You get the idea. Anyway, I'm a good guy now. So Bashir gets a call from Tony Stark on the moon. Like, we're kind of losing control of the situation. We need
Doom was right. This is a bad idea.
we need all hands on deck. We may even need Doom.
Oh.
Because he's so smart, you see.
Right. We need all the big brains in here.
Yes.
Big old brains. Get them up here.
Right. Meanwhile, on Liberty Island, there is this woman with a suspicious Latvian accent who is a scientist, and she's a meteorologist or a super meteorologist who is interested in trying to seed clouds to create rain. They end up creating snow, and they're doing this project on Liberty Island. They got permits and shit to conduct scientific experiments on the weather, and they do so, and you're just like, oh, who's that? It's Frazina. So Frazina, obviously the future wife that Doom will eventually marry and have children with.
Right.
Here she is right now, meeting Doom.
her for the first time.
We're meeting her for the first time, and she has already visions of altruism. She wants to seed rain clouds and stuff, and so
I love the fucking half-assed climate story in here.
What?
She's a meteorologist.
Yeah.
She's trying to
fix the world.
Weather or some shit.
Well, yeah, and that's the idea is that everyone who is an altruist in the Marvel Universe who also doesn't have a cape is trying to do it by normal means. But eventually she's going to shack up with Doom and then really save the world.
Right.
Okay. So
once I have the resources,
Right.
and someone will believe in me, and magic.
Then I'll just
fair. Yeah.
then I'll build a weather control device and it will save the world
Ma'am,
from itself.
I just want to point out that you are in Manhattan and Doctor Strange is literally in the village. You could shack up with him.
Nah, I tried. He said that was crazy.
Doom sees the announcement that democracy has spread to Latveria. We're all good. And Doom's like, oh no, you don't. I need to get back now.
It's the one thing I won't abide.
So Doom is like, all right. So Doom goes to the New York Public Library where he looks up for Xena. He finds out about her, and so he looks her up, and he's like, because he's seeing visions of her.
Right, and that's why it's such a weird name. So they're he only has the first name. There's only one.
Exactly. So he could look her up and find out.
If her name was
she's
Jane,
a Latvian. Right.
He wouldn't be able to get anywhere.
No. So he finds out who she is and what she does, and he's like, oh, wow. And he looks her up and sees that she wrote a book, and he finds her book, and he's reading it, and then...
oh, this is a good book.
Right, this chick's smart. And then Kang shows up, and he's like, what are you doing, man? And he's like, where'd you come from? He's like,
you in the library?
What?
Freaking
Don't
nerd.
you have a library? So,
I can't go there right now.
Doom asks Kang, when he came from, and Kang's like, 2099. It's the future, but somehow dated? I'm like, yeah, that's funny.
That's good.
So he's like, I need to find a scientist. It's like, so you can build a doomsday weapon? He's like, no, you fool! Because I must marry her and sire children! And he's like, okay.
Oh.
That's
and that
weird.
requires a scientist wife.
I want to bang the scientist, you jackass! And he's like, okay, I'm going to disappear. Poof! So he goes away. Meanwhile, Victorious and Silver Sable, of course, they glean Frazina's name because they're tracking him, and everywhere they go, they're getting more information. So they go to AIM because they knew he was there and fought. So they got the name too. So they're checking out Frazina, and they find her, and they go track her down, and they bump into her, but not before Doom does. And Doom's like, "Hey, Frazina, I'm Dr. Doom." And of course, he's not wearing his mask. He's wearing like a scarf, and he's all scarred up, and he's wearing homeless people clothes. He's like, "Hey, we're gonna get married."
Hey, I'm gonna marry you. We're gonna have kids someday.
She goes, "Wow, a fixer-upper."
I hate to admit this, but that's kind of my type, Doom. I'm in. No, she's like, my father was a Latvian reporter, and you had him arrested for,
Yeah.
Was that what's his face that he hung upside down?
No, that was Steve from America.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, she's like, I hate you. I'm not gonna marry
I would
you.
never marry you.
Like,
It's
my father's in jail. He's been in jail since I was 13 years old.
Oh yeah, he's not
Let's
in
see
jail.
how
He's
you feel
dead.
after I hang you upside down on my castle. Wait,
Yeah.
Hey, Doom.
maybe I'll release your
Bring it in.
dad.
Right? So she and it's great
So
because
it's hopeless.
oh, I know
This relationship.
You're thinking like, oh, here's a good opportunity because she tells him like, you're a piece of shit. My father's name is this. He was arrested for sedition. Like, fuck you.
Oh, and Doom's heart grew 3 sizes that day.
Right, and he goes, I should have had your father executed. What are you fucking talking about? I'm Doom. How dare you? You're a subject of mine. Like, oh my God.
Can't believe I love this woman.
Yeah, like, and then Blue Marvel and Herbie show up. And
He
they're
left
like,
me no
"All right."
choice but to arrest him. He wouldn't shut his friggin' mouth.
Yeah, he contradicted me in print. And what would you do if you were me?
You don't have a lot of experience with women, do you, Doom?
What are you talking about?
are you talking
I
about?
actually just rekindled things with my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I sold her soul to some demons and turned her skin into like Under Armour for my hell suit, which I, of course, didn't bring back with me because I got to leave it there in case I go back to hell.
But that way, I can always be near her.
As long as
And
Here's
she's
a
always
romantic
close to
gesture.
me.
I'm actually a romantic at heart. So everything falls apart. Like it's Silver Sable, it's Victorious, it's Blue Marble, it's Herbie, and everyone's just like, ah!
Kill him.
And then and then Frazina just runs off. And Doom's like, no! And then Kang shows up and he's like, hey!
Hey there, Casanova. How's it going?
And you're thinking like, oh, this could be a cute moment where like maybe Kang's like, I'll be your Cyrano de Bergerac and I'll tell you all the nice things that you will say to her one day. And, no, he's like,
Al, you gotta give me the odds on this one.
Ziggy says she has to love you back. So instead, no, he's like, hey, 200-year-old me gave me armor of yours to give to you because if you do, you'll, like, everything will work out. And so he's like, thanks. So he puts on his friggin' armor and he's like, fuck everybody! I'm Dr. Doom, bitch!
New armor will fix everything.
Because Brashear's like, Doom, listen, the moon is gonna explode and everything's gonna go to hell. He goes, let the moon die!
Damn.
And Victorious, what irony in your name because you have nothing but failed! You're the worst ever! You let some puppet take over my throne! I put you in charge for like literally 12 hours! I am Doom! You're like, okay, Doom.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, the new suit of armor from the future, it's made out of the skin of Frazina.
Oh, that's why it's so roomy.
So he doesn't take rejection very well.
You could say that. So Doom and Kang hop a freight train. Like
Oh my God.
because the issue is literally called Road to Latveria.
You son of a bitch.
They did the power handshake.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're doing the Road to Latveria, fucking, we're all
On
on the road to Latveria.
They're riding a freight train from America to Latveria.
Yeah, well,
how's that gonna work?
Well, eventually they're gonna hit the ocean. But,
Underground railroad.
Yeah.
they bump into like a rail jumper, and he's like, "Hey, you guys, you want to split a can of peas?" And they just throw him out.
Nope,
They
we'll
take his
take the
peas.
peas though.
So they talk. Kang and Doom have like a funny conversation, like where they're just talking about how they hate each other and how they might be related. And he's like, well, "How are we related? Like, my name is Nathaniel Richards, and I'm a relation of Reed Richards. Perhaps I'm your grandfather, maybe we're brothers or something like that." And Doom's like, "The idea that Reed Richards could ever be related to me is a laughable fantasy." Whatever. It's just this cute little like adversarial yet familial relationship between Kang and Doom.
We've never really seen these guys do a like buddy.
We've never seen a buddy road trip movie with Doom and Kang before. For obvious reasons.
Yeah, no shit. What?
Meanwhile, they
Haven't you always wanted to?
no. I never thought about it. I've literally never thought about it in my life until I saw it here and I went, what? So they went into a couple of like, Texas shit kickers who give him a hard time. So Doom, of course, flashes them.
Yeah, it just annihilates them.
And they have, they have like a conversation that I'm like, yeah, I've seen this 1,000 times in like subversive.
Kang's like, Doom, could you have killed the men and taken the car? We could really use some transportation.
It's true. Now they're on a boat. They have this conversation that's like, it's like, oh, I hate you. Oh, I hate you too. That's
Do you ever look up at the stars and wonder what they are, what it all means?
no.
I thought they were always big balls of gas.
Kang, with you, everything's gas. So they get attacked by Paladin and the Orb. These are second stringer characters that nobody cares about.
Are they villains or heroes?
They're mercenaries. Although the Orb is a villain. And in fact, the Orb is a holdover from Original Sin. Like, he literally has the Watcher's eyeball still shoved in his chest.
Oh, that guy.
Like, be careful, he's got the Watcher's eyeball in his chest. He's like, I see everything! And they just make fun of him mercilessly because he sucks, and that's dumb.
Yeah, that's real dumb.
And but not as dumb as this. So Doom arranges for, because he's like, all right, I need to go to Latveria, and I need to get my throne back, but I also need power in order to keep people off my back, because otherwise they're going to throw obscure 80s references like Paladin at me, and I gotta knock that off. So I'm gonna arrange for
Isn't he wearing like super hyper future armor that should be fine?
What?
I mean, it helps. And yes,
but
like
I need more.
In the 90s, he would be invincible. So anyway, Doom calls up like a Joe Don Baker-esque character from GoldenEye, who's like a facilitator. He gets stuff.
Oh yeah.
He just gets stuff for Doom, and the stuff he gets is the ultimate nullifier. And I'm like, this dude with a biplane in a fucking Hawaiian shirt would not get the ultimate nullifier.
You wanna know why? He hangs out with Herbie and validates him.
Right.
No, man, you're real. You're real cool.
You're the coolest. In fact, I bet that if you were able to steal the ultimate nullifier, you'd probably get first place in the Ultimate Fantastic Four team.
Oh, you think so?
I definitely think so. I bet if you and if you do it in like 25 minutes, I will put in a good word for you.
Okay.
So Doom gets the ultimate nullifier, and you're like, all right.
What? No, it can't be real.
No, it is. No.
How?
I know.
They just yada yada yada. The friggin' ultimate nullifier's arrival in this book.
That's correct.
I introduced this character to explain how it could be here.
Yeah. And he barely does.
He's an expert at getting things. What more do you want?
Well,
How
because
much
this guy
does
doesn't
it
know
cost?
what that is.
Oh, I see.
I mean, he does say ultimate nullifier on like the
Right, but
the
maybe he
manifest.
doesn't know what that means.
I would assume. Look, I would keep it a secret. Oh, there is a device the size of your phone that if you push it will destroy reality.
All right.
And we could just steal it from that guy over there.
Is it more dangerous to put a sign on it that says "Do not push, will end reality"? Or do you not want to advertise that?
You do not advertise that
Yeah,
because there's too many people who want to push that button.
Yeah.
There's people who wouldn't normally push that button, but knowing that it'll destroy literally everything would definitely push that button. So anyway, Doom talks about his kids because he's like seen them a couple times, and he's like, "Oh, they're beautiful." He talks about them like they're his.
Yeah.
To this guy.
Right. But, what are their names?
Oh, he knows them.
He does.
He knows
Okay.
their name. Yeah, no, they're Costin and Doru. And so anyway, then Kang's like, okay, well now the ultimate nullifier's in play, I'm going to kill you and take it. And Doom shivs him in the throat, and he dies, and then rides a horse away from him.
And then a new Kang shows up.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then Doom calls Richards from Mexico. And he's like, hey, I figured out what your black hole problem is. You got to throw Blue Marvel into it, and he'll absorb the energy and collapse it. And
He's like, yeah, thanks. Great, of course. Your plan is that I have to kill someone. That's...
well, no, he's like, he even says...
he'll survive?
I know he survived a nuclear explosion, so there's a chance he singularly will not incinerate.
Oh, there's a chance.
Listen, that's what you guys operate on as superheroes. So they're like, all right, thanks. And he's like, all right, good luck. See you later, good luck. So then he leaves.
Interesting.
Okay, love you, bye. I'm sorry, what?
Meanwhile, in northern Latveria, like most of Doom's inner circle that's been ousted is like hanging out on the fringe. They all have names and they don't matter. And basically it's just like, 6 or 7 people, including Victorious, who are just hanging out there waiting. And we got to get a Putin reference. So Doom arrives on the back of a giant bear. And he's like, I have returned. It's a cool image of Doom
It's a cool image.
riding a bear.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is my comrade, Novak. See that he is fed. He inaugurates all of them into his inner circle. Like, you are now my most trusted advisors, and you're my inner circle, and you'll get cushy cabinet positions when I become ruler and tyrant of Latveria again. But in the meantime, I need you to get all my shit for me. Meanwhile, they launch Brashear into the event horizon, and we see what happens with him. He goes on a merry adventure through the black hole and solves some plot issues we have. He's also like, Doom is like, get my insane tribal mask, because there's going to be a reckoning, and I need my insane face on. So he puts on this crazy ass extra mask.
I'm sorry,
Drives
the
people
insane
mad.
tribal mask?
Yeah, my insane
Which one is that?
That's the one with tusks. that makes me
the
look like I'm a
tusk
demon or something.
Yes.
Well, yeah, that way it looks like I'm wearing a mask over my regular mask. That way you know I'm ready for war or something.
Uh-huh.
And also I'm wearing the ultimate nullifier like around my neck as like a way of saying like, don't fucking mess with me. And so it's like,
I got it right here. I'll end it all.
So he interviews all these people, and he's like, swear fealty to me and explain to me why I should trust you. And eventually he gets to the general that told him about the Symkarian invasion. And Doom's like, I'm going to read a letter to you really quick. And it's like a love letter to this dude's wife or mistress or whatever in Symkaria. And the idea is that like this general who worked for Doom allowed for a Symkarian infiltrator to set off the nuclear launch codes that blew up the Atlian station and everything.
Oh.
So it's like, you're the guy who betrayed me, and you did it for love, which is also, of course, ironic because I'm doing all this for love too. But even though I don't really love them because I don't really know them at all.
Did the general do it intentionally?
Yeah, he did it
know
intentionally.
That was gonna happen?
Yeah, no, he did it on purpose. Yeah, he definitely opened the door.
Like, oh, I did this for love. I didn't know it was gonna happen.
No, he did it for love so that like we would erode the border between Symkaria and Latveria. And then I could be with this woman.
That's the whole reason that this happened?
Well, he's also okay. So Symkaria did make Latveria attack Atlian Station. Like Symkaria did that.
Yeah.
And blamed it on Doom. The U.S. government UN is not aware that Symkaria is at fault. That like they're the reason why that happened.
Right.
And the only way they were able
And
to
they'll
do it.
conveniently forget that if they do hear it.
I know, because I feel like the Symkarians have threatened our entire way of life by blowing up a black hole on the moon.
Right.
I'm not going to entertain their political fantasies knowing that they're essentially supervillains now. Like, as the UN and America, we were like, oh, Doom acted like Doom. And this neighboring state is interested in annexing his country. Like, yeah, okay, great. Now we don't have to deal with Doom and we can control your crappy little country. But it turns out your country is actually so crappy and so corrupt that you blamed Doom. Like, oh my God. And we're gonna have to we're gonna have to give Doom stuff as like an apology because he's not gonna stop.
No. But hang on. Their plan to take over Latveria was to threaten the entire planet with annihilation by causing a black hole on the moon to overrun.
Yes, but remember, America and
that black hole thing will probably,
Well, they weren't. Symkaria was like, well, the superheroes will figure that out.
Right.
But the UN.
Well, once the missiles are launched, that's someone else's problem to deal with the aftermath of it.
Is Latveria, exactly.
Right. That will get me the thing that I want right here, right now.
Right.
Tomorrow will take care of itself.
Yes. Tomorrow belongs to me.
Here's the great part. If it doesn't work out, I don't really have to worry about it.
Exactly. Either I have an awesome throne.
Look, either way, Doom won't be in charge of anything.
Yes. The UN, however, is not down for Symkaria's plot.
No.
It's more like, well, you have designs of Latveria and Doom's gonna Doom. Knock yourselves out. But once they find out, oh, you're just as bad. Then it's like crap.
Then it's all gonna come apart.
Yeah. So the only reason it even happened is because this general allowed the enemy at the gate.
Okay. It's a very small plan.
Yeah.
It's such a petty thing. It's kind of interesting.
That's
actually.
what the whole book's about.
It's just like a stupid country being shady
stupid
and threatening everybody.
Yes.
Just to take over another country.
Yeah, and like a small Eastern European country. The only reason why it even matters is because Doom runs it.
Right.
They don't make anything. Maybe
but they're
Doom
there
magnets.
and I want them.
Yes. Which is as stupid as, I don't know, trying to annex a small Eastern European country in the real world. So Doom's like, I'm going to give you 2 seconds to run away, and then I'll shoot you, and then feed him to my bear. Which, of course, they do.
Yeah. I was going to say, speaking of enemy at the gates, he sniper rifles him.
Yeah, he sure does. And so then, for no good reason...
I'm sorry, is this going to be Doom's mask the rest of the book?
It is until the war's over. So,
Great.
Yeah, I know, he looks like a friggin' idiot.
Yes.
It's supposed to be cool and awesome, and I can imagine the justification being there's only a few degrees separation between total awesome and total doofus.
He looks like the friggin' Max.
He does look like the Max. He looks like phase 2 of the Max.
Yeah.
But the Max is cool though.
If the Max had a bizarre mustache that was growing out.
Right.
Well, yeah.
If the Mask had tusks, he'd suck. For no reason, there is a conversation where someone says, hey, wait a minute. The last time anyone had a book starring you, Amana Pereira was pregnant with your baby. And he's like, the baby died. And
Right.
maybe also Amana Pereira. I don't know. All I know is the baby didn't make it. So we're moving on.
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that. Like, Amana Pereira may have been a character literally invented for me to love, but we've already invented a new character for me to love in this.
Yep.
And so she needs to go away, and you're welcome for me even acknowledging it. It gets 2 panels. You get an entire series from Bendis of Amana Pereira and how important and cool she is,
Yep.
and how she could literally uninvent mutants with her genius, and she's no longer irrelevant because she's not a cool meteorologist that Doom's gonna have sex with someday.
Right. Well, it's because
Whatever.
like nobody agreed, Bendis,
And that's
for
like,
her to be
that
a
is
thing.
like the folly of Bendis. Like,
Yeah.
you know, for a small window of time in the early 2000s, we're all like, woohoo! Bendis can do no wrong. Keep going. Go straight for the MCU and give us more new Avengers, man. Let's go. Ultimate Spider-Man. And to the point where it's like, oh, it's the 2010s and we're done.
that's
That's
enough.
asking a lot.
That's
What you're doing here. Don't
Read. I'm done. I can't.
I know you're trying to break up Superman and Lois Lane, Bendis. You invented 3 hot chicks for Superman to have sex with, none of whom were Lois Lane. And you root her as a jerk. I know what you're doing. So Bashir jumps into the black hole. He's like, oh, I can't handle it. Maybe I can. Who will turn the page? Find out. And meanwhile, Doom gives the ultimate nullifier to Victorious, further cementing their bond. And he says throughout like narration and journal entry, like that Victorious is the closest thing that I will ever have to a daughter. Especially since I've seen the future and I know that I have sons. But then he goes and he Bravehearts. So then he goes and he Longshanks the puppet president of Latveria. But first he's like, if you're really in charge and you're gonna be the Doom of this country, you better be able to like scar your face. And he gives him a knife, makes him cut his own face like horribly, and then he throws him off a balcony and kills him.
I can't believe you just did that.
And you're like,
I'm
oh,
gonna kill you anyway.
You idiot. And then, but to make it gross and horrible, even though it already was, he's like, aha, I'm Doom, I'm a piece of shit. Then he turns around and his kids are there, and they've also scarred their faces. And they're like, oh, is this how we get your love? And he's like, bah! And he passes out from how horrible that is.
Oh God.
Meanwhile,
but where did they come from though?
they're just visions that he sees.
I see.
Or not, because Brashear is
Or
now,
they're real.
Or maybe they are, because Brashear passes through the black hole, only it's not a black hole, it's a wormhole. And on the other side is Dr. Octopus. It's like, hey, I'm a good guy,
What?
and I'm here to close the hole with you on the other side.
What?
Yeah.
Was there another universe on the other side?
Yes.
Oh. Is Dr. Octopus gonna close it with like his arms?
He's gonna get ripped
Like in
apart by
Spider-Man
Groot.
2? Oh.
Yeah, he's gonna die. Yeah.
Is it a reverse world where all the superheroes are bad and all the
No,
villains are
thank
good?
God it's not that.
Good.
And this is where we get to like the It's a Wonderful Life analogy.
Okay.
Where it's like
Took a while.
I mean, like they seeded out throughout, but like yes, in It's a Wonderful Life, like George Bailey's pulled out. Like what if I didn't exist?
Yeah.
And then we see that like his town sucks and everything's miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the rest of the world is better?
No.
That's a terrible choice.
Like World War II didn't happen.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
these people are all sad. Go outside your town for 5 minutes.
Read a national paper. The joke is that our reality, the Marvel 616 universe, is the dark version of this reality we're seeing.
Oh.
Like, oh,
Where we have supervillains and stuff.
yeah, like Doom is capable of just grand pettiness and perfunctory bullshit. Like it's just.
Oh, he was seeing the other reality. It's like
The black hole made some of that reality like bleed
Come
over
over
into
here.
this reality.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like
And
incursions
it was
almost.
happening and it was like bleeding over into their reality, so they were seeing it happen
Oh, yeah,
too.
yeah.
And when they're like, "Oh my God, that reality sucks!"
Holy crap.
Spider-Man
Keep it
sold
over
his
there.
marriage to Mephisto, and Dr. Doom's a dipshit after all that growth from Secret Wars. Good Lord! You mean Dr. Octopus was Spider-Man and then he didn't learn anything? I think not. And it's like, oh my God.
That's
what a
amazing.
scathing indictment of the current status quo of the Marvel Universe.
That's so great because it's like, Doom, you're never gonna be that.
No.
That wasn't even you.
No, it was over there.
That was a universe where everything's not shitty, you stupid moron. You can't
Yes.
have that.
No, but maybe we could. You know, like because
But so similar to our universe.
Because all the references that good Doom is making are referencing things that happen. Like, I used to be Dr. Doom.
Right.
I did bad stuff. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
The diversion point wasn't that long ago. Maybe I can still go back and fix it.
Yes. And even the people on the good side are like, well, maybe we could save 2 realities.
Oh, okay. Because that's what they would say.
Yeah, right.
Everyone gets redeemed.
That's the hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens in that reality.
Yeah, like,
redemption is possible.
Oh
no! What do you mean?
Some people are bad. It happens. But they learn.
Right.
Yeah,
Everyone
they
learns.
grow.
Yeah, people grow. And they get married and have children and stuff.
Yeah, grow this asshole.
Why would you do that?
Have you read this?
Welcome to 616, bitch.
So Victorious schleps Doom's heavy body back to his chambers and holds him in a kind of Mary and Jesus kind of portrayal, because of course, and Doom is just like, that was a dark moment for me. seeing my children scar their own faces in deference to me. Oh my God. Anyway, so the war against Simkari is short, but it is atrocious. I even bust out my Secret Wars 1984 action figure line Doom Buggy that is now canon. Where
and has a cannon.
It has a cannon, yeah. But different spelling.
So what happened to Silver Sable? Because wasn't she working with?
Yeah, she was working
Victorious
with Victorious,
to
but then
uncover them.
Well, yeah, but then they diverged and Doom's back. So bye. So
okay.
Sable's trying to help stem the tide of war, but fails and doesn't die. But meanwhile, Doom, the whole damn thing.
I guess she should have just got along with the conspiracy.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
because then her country wouldn't have been blown up by Doom.
Yeah, but Doom wasn't even here. We thought he might have died or something.
Yeah, but she was like, "Oh, I can't go along with this plot for Simkaria to take over Latveria." Well, you probably should have.
Probably.
Now your people are getting slaughtered by Doom.
Oh yeah. Oh no, it's real bad. But Doom is also I fully embrace me being a huge piece of shit, especially when it comes to war. I love it. I'm good at it. And I enjoy it.
Right.
And if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
That's right. And that's the lesson of the book. Really. The whole damn thing is double page splashes and full page reveals of things, and Doom his narration carries throughout where he's
he still has the ultimate nullifier on his front.
Oh yeah, well, because he's I have it out in front so people can see it, and they don't dare oppose me, and so
don't mess with me. I'll kill myself.
Literally, they're just Doom's conditions. When he's installed back as leader is oh, and I get to take over Simkaria, and the world's
fair.
Okay.
Fair play.
And Simkaria's I'm sorry, what?
That's all you want? Sure.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry, you want Simkaria? Knock yourself out.
Well, last I knew, they tricked all of us, so yeah.
Yeah, they're guilty of war crimes. I say go for it.
They threatened the entire planet with annihilation by messing up that black hole thing.
Yeah. And Doom, again, his pettiness is on display. He says, I am a strong proponent of total war with no quarter. If you're going to break the back of an entire nation, you might as well do it right. We even killed most of the livestock.
Oh my God.
Okay.
All right.
So, yeah.
Well, it's because I'm going to import Latverian cows.
Oh, yeah, naturally. They're better cows anyway.
They
more
taste
grass-fed.
better.
They're like Wagyu beef, but better.
Yeah.
And we're going to make
They
them
also
pay for
have-
them, of course.
Of course.
Incredible loyalty to me.
Yeah. All the cows.
They all imprint onto me.
I insist on being there at the birth of every animal. So anyway, he also mentions that he sends the ultimate nullifier back. He sends it. He gives it back to Galactus.
To Galactus?
It's his.
Yeah.
And he's
we never should have taken it.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that's preventing Galactus from eating our planet.
It was. We've gone through that a million times.
Yeah, it's I think Galactus has grown some since those days. I think he's ready to have it back. He's no, I haven't. I'm gonna eat
He wants it out. He's I don't want them to know I don't have it, but I also want it off the table. I don't want the ultimate nullifier. I'm not gonna push it.
Because then someone might try to steal it from me.
I also don't want to give it back to Reed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he shouldn't have it. What?
Exactly.
Oh my God. This would be fantastic if it in some book somewhere in the future, Reed's the only resolution is to end everything, and he presses it and nothing happens.
It's like a fake.
Oh yeah, I switched that out
right. Watcher shows up.
Years ago.
You sicken me, Reed Richards. That's actually a literal scene, but he's talking to Beast. Doom reveals that the ringleader of the entire coup against him is also secretly the mother of Victorious, and it's all displayed through one page with some ongoing monologue from Doom. So it's the weight is not carried, but it's super important. And he keeps that secret to himself. And the reveal is that like Zora is not Latverian at all. That her parents were both Symkarian. And that like so Doom's true adopted daughter is actually a Symkarian, his like sworn enemy or whatever.
Oh.
And so that's like that's a shame he carries, and also he sends her to the dungeons or some crap.
That's like the New Gods.
Yeah, the swapping of but meanwhile,
what am I looking at on this page?
what you're looking at is Dr. Octopus and Blue Marvel inside of a wormhole where clothes don't matter and are...
I wish they mattered.
I know. It's horrible.
I would prefer that they matter.
But they basically talk about like their realities and come to the realization.
Please have them matter.
They come to the realization that we do, where it's like, oh, well, I'm a dark reflection of your reality, and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, that's interesting.
But also, there's Brood in this wormhole, and so they attack, and they kill Dr. Octopus, and Blue Marvel falls further into the Inventor Rise. Like, oh, and you're like, okay, whatever.
Well, it's like a perfect world, but like, you know.
But there's also
bugs
Brood.
are still bugs.
Yeah.
And the only good bug is the dead bug.
Damn right.
Is this a world where everything's perfect and then they're not prepared for the Brood, and so the Brood just eat them?
No, the Brood are just in the wormhole too, and so like they kill Dr. Octopus, and then they like...
it's like a nexus of universes, and one of them is like a Brood universe.
Sure. It's more like the Brood found themselves in this wormhole by accident, not unlike the Ferengi when they're checking out that wormhole as a potential conduit point that they're trying to buy from the... I want to kill good Dr. Octopus and have Adam Brashear just kind of like wander off.
Right.
And so I have Bullshot up, and they kill him, and he leaves. And there's too many of them, so he just fucks off.
Runs away.
Meanwhile, Zora's monologue is, I met and killed my mother today. Doom sent Victorious to prove her resolve. And he said, oh, we have a prisoner of war. Murder her, would you? And so she does. And then the woman reveals to Victorious as she dies, oh, I'm actually your birth mother. And this completely destroys and strains her relationship with Dr. Doom. And it's all said through monologue in 2 pages that don't display any of that. And you're like, oh, okay. Just point of order, but like you may want to show that instead of just doing this weird like double-page narrative trick you're doing where like every page is either going to be a full page or a double page with a different point of view narrator who's explaining what's happening and things that you definitely would want to see in a friggin' drama that we won't, but will also carry over into when it becomes one again.
Well, that's because we're getting towards the end of the book, so it's like, oh, we have to have like big dramatic changes on every page.
Mm-hmm. So Victorious is really sad, and she like doubts Doom, and it destroys their trust forever. Symkaria is now under the flag of Doom.
Right.
And Doom talks about how, you know, we took in all these Symkarian refugees, and we ran out of resources and food and clothing and housing, and how the hell did I think I could run the world when I literally can't handle the infrastructure of a small Eastern European nation? Like, what is my problem?
Oh my God.
He runs like Latveria pretty well.
This is like a population of like 2,800 people.
Yeah, and
like,
he didn't
really,
like completely destroy its infrastructure before he took over.
Yeah, like no, I'm not installing a puppet democracy in Symkaria that will just send me infinite cash flow. I have to rebuild their schools, roads, and bridges. and I killed all their livestock.
That was a mistake.
That's a real bad call.
That was not a good idea.
Okay, I love
You're right
the
about that
concept
livestock thing.
that maybe Latveria is stuck in the Middle Ages.
Right.
Because Doom's a terrible leader.
Yeah. Right, like I don't know how to run a real country.
We can only survive because like technology hasn't advanced and like people are still pretty much being self-sufficient. Right? But once I have to run things, it all goes to hell.
I don't know how Wi-Fi works, but I am really good at Age of Empires.
You're going to need to learn how to use some spreadsheets if you're going to be able to run a modern economy.
I don't know what that is.
All right, how do I do magic for spreadsheets?
You don't?
The Symkarian stock market has hit zero. We need some real financial expertise here.
Oh.
Do you know any movers and shakers you could recommend, Doom?
Is anyone interested in getting a herd of goats? Because that's very valuable.
Oh yeah, that actually is. That's like my entire GDP is like a herd of goats. And everyone else I know is either wearing a cape or tights, and none of them have like superpowers that stabilize the economy.
Hey, we don't have any fertilizer for our crops. There's going to be a massive famine if we don't, get some combines and some fertilizer and some some pesticides.
I'm sorry, what are we combining?
It's a piece of farm equipment. It's pretty essential to feeding any number of people that would exist in a modern country. You have 1/20th the population of Sicaria. Oh no.
Yeah. And
you don't know what you're doing.
You don't export anything. You have no infrastructure. So
how did you beat us in war?
Because I'm a supervillain.
Magic.
Doombots and magic.
Yeah, because Doombots and magic. Your country wasn't run by a literal supervillain. So Doom is so sad by the strained relationship between himself and Victorious that he's like, I'm going to give up being a bad guy. I got all that out of my system. So Doom feels really bad.
So Doom just like pours gasoline on everything around him. And
I'm bored. No, he feels so bad for like what he did to Victorious that he's like, I'm going to be a good guy now. And my first order of business will be to fix the black hole problem. Brashear didn't fix it.
Is that still happening?
He just fell through shit.
He's still in there.
We don't know what's going on in there, but he's not fixing it. So he's like, all right, I got it.
Yeah, he's still just like, well, it's a black hole. How can he fix it? And even if he could try to fix it, he can't get back out to tell me.
Right. Well, at least he didn't. So I'll get on this. So he bars anyone from helping. He takes on full responsibility. It's just going to be him and a contingent of Doombots. And he's like, I'm going to go in there. And I bought like all the airwaves for 2.5 hours after I've expected to succeed that I'm going to use to subject myself to whatever justice you see fit to impose upon me, because I'm a good guy now, and I deserve to be punished for what I've done.
The broadcast of Doom trying to apologize to the world and justify his stuff will be interrupted by a presentation of It's a Wonderful Life during hours.
Steve is back. I guess he released Steve. His co-host is like, oh, welcome back, Steve. That's it. Steve is also like clearly much thinner.
Yeah.
It used to be. But
do you have any words on what's going on? I think this is a good plan.
I love Doom.
Doom is love. So Cap and Reed are talking about like Doom's insane gestures and how like basically Reed's like, I don't know, I don't like it. Like I don't trust it.
Yeah, of course.
And Cap's like, if it gets the job done, I don't give a shit.
Right. Well, you couldn't close a black hole. Let's see what you can do.
Yes.
Oh.
And so
well, Reed, you failed.
And Doom realizes like, this is it. This is the moment.
This is the moment.
What moment, Doom?
The moment
Which
where
moment?
Where I turn.
Oh, where I become
that vision.
Right.
So here we go. We also have like a whole explanation of how they're going to do it.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, sure.
With some telescopes and stuff, it looks like.
It's okay. Let's go over it. Why not? We've got a genuine
What the hell?
science
Why
guy out
not?
here. The laser cannon will be fired in short bursts once every picosecond. The chirp amplification will power the laser about 58 petawatts, 1/3 the total energy of our sun's light striking Earth's atmosphere. The mirror carousel that we've built here will be placed into a fixed position within the moon's orbit. Once it begins to spin and the laser impacts it, the beam will be broken down into its parts, with positive pulses dispersing into space and negative pulses striking right into the
Positive pulses? What does that mean?
All virtual models have demonstrated an absolute outcome: total cessation of the black hole that would otherwise consume us.
He's gonna shoot it with a laser.
Yes.
What I'm going to do is I'm
positive
going
and
to
negative
send
pulses.
wave after wave of Doombot inside
Until it
it's
fills
full.
it.
Until it gets tired of eating them.
And then it just gives up and dies.
I don't think you know what a black hole is.
I don't know. People have likened my resolve to a black hole, and that's usually how I'm defeated, is just by just being forced into submission.
Okay.
So he's like, all right, so once I fix the black hole, he is 10 streets past the black hole. He's like,
Right.
the black hole is a done deal.
Minor problem.
Right, but
yeah.
what's more important is I'm going to then go on TV and I'm going to tell them that I'm going to go to jail, and I'm going to even suggest 3 different jails that I could go to. But I'm not done. I'm going to go to jail, for as long as they need, because I'll know that however long it is, probably 13 years or whatever, will be the amount of time I need in order for me to then be healed and meet Frisinia again, and then have my kids and save the world.
Sounds good. Your sentence is 535 years.
Yeah, concurrently.
Oh God!
So he's like, and I'm gonna make Victorious.
Is there a timeout for good behavior?
Yeah, maybe like 5 years.
Yeah, I'll knock off 5 years. Why not? If you're good.
You know what? We'll cut it in half.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I still only live another 40 years. So I'm also going to make Victorious in charge, and maybe that'll help. You know, she'll
remove
know.
the temptation for me
I'm sorry,
for absolute power.
Did she kill her mother?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh no, she did, yeah.
But I didn't tell her. So like I made her kill her mother to prove her resolve to me, and then she found out, and so I lied to her as well.
Yeah. Yep.
But maybe being like a ruler of the country.
I'll put her in charge, I'll make up for it.
Yeah.
Well, I can't make it up
sorry.
without cracking some eggs.
You
but-
can run the country.
Right, but he's also
I was
like
bad.
He realized like this is not going to fix anything with her.
Right.
And it's a nice little moment where he says like at times I realize there's so much I've done that I cannot undo.
Yes.
So he fires the lasers and it's working and everything's going great and he's talking to like his Doom bots and they're all just keeping things going. And then finally Reed Richards enters the scene. Reed Richards calls and he's like, "Hey Doom," and he's like, "What do you want, you freaking idiot?" Bleh. And Reed's just like, "Listen, I just wanted you to know, like, I think you're doing great. Like, everything on my end is looking great." And he's like, "I don't need you to tell me that. I already know.
I know.
It's
I'm
gonna
looking
work
at the
out.
data
I'm literally
myself."
thinking about what's gonna happen to me 4 years from now. Like, I don't even think about that." And he's
Okay,
like,
but remember when we were having that thing and I was like, things are not looking good?
and then you just did it anyway and you scarred your face horribly.
I'm trying to reassure you and be like, this is good.
That's exactly what's happening. And he goes like, "Oh, I don't need your concern." He goes, "I'm not concerned." He goes, "Well, then why are you calling me?" He goes, I just want to say good luck." He's like, "But I don't need luck because I'm already doing it right. I'm just saying, like, I think it's going to be successful." He goes, "Well, I know it will be." And he goes, "Okay." He goes, "Aren't you sure?" And he's like, "I guess." And he's like, "Well, it is perfect though." And he's like, "Yeah, I know you know that." And he's like, "Don't tell me what I need to know."
What are you doing?
And he's like, "Nothing. What are you talking about, man? I'm just calling you to say good luck." He's like, "But I don't need luck."
I don't need luck.
And he goes, "Look, dude, I'm not going to get into a semantics argument with Doom." He's talking to himself. You know, the only people who are there are fucking his own personalities in robot form. And he's like, "Why would he call? Why would he call me to tell me that if he already knew that it was going to work out? Oh, listen, he thinks it's not going to work out. Oh my God, check the calculations." And he breaks it. He's like, "Well, all right, change that, change this." And then and everyone on the ground's like, "Why is he changing it? It's
What's he
working.
doing? What's
What is
happening?"
he doing?" And it's like his insecurity took over.
Oh my God. It's amazing.
Jesus Christ.
So he, what, destroys the friggin' moon?
Yeah, the moon starts cracking apart. And he's like, "Oh, crap!" And of course, like, the whole machine explodes, and this sends Doom through the wormhole into the good reality.
Ah, okay.
Hey!
So Doom wakes up, he gets picked up by Doom's forces, and good
But-
Doom is like,
but-
"Hey!"
Our moon is destroyed.
It's broken. The
It's
top half's
shadowed a
broken.
little bit. It'll
Yeah,
just
we'll glue
collapse
it
back onto
That
itself.
happens every
and
other Thursday.
It's the moon. Who cares?
It's the moon. Look, as long as there's something up there. I could literally... The moon broke 20 years ago. No, you know what it is? No, that is the moon. From Earth 617. Took it, I put it over there.
I said, screw those people.
We break the moon all the time. Now, there's all kinds of realities where we all died from like a plague. Look, Marvel Zombies doesn't need a moon. Good Doom is like, "Hey man," he's like, "All right, I want to see, I want to learn. Just show me. Show me what's up." So then Doom gives Doom like a tour
Sure, Doom.
of everything. And he's like, "Look at Latveria. It's actually the future utopia you keep pretending like you're going to make." And
Once we abandoned serfdom, we were able to really let the economy take off.
I don't understand. If there's no serfdom, how are we getting tithes from people?
oh man, okay.
You got some catching up to do, my friend.
Here's a YouTube video.
You got 300 years of history that you lived through that you really should learn.
Really was only 4 years. So, but also like, oh, Blue Marvel's here. He's from your reality too. He's giving us like, we're learning a lot of crazy shit about your messed up, horrible reality. I'll tell you that. But unfortunately, the only thing we both learned is that Octavius in both realities is stupid as fuck. So
Yeah, no loss there, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Oh well. So anyway,
This Doom should learn that our Doom sucks and be like, anyway, don't worry, everything's in good hands. I'm going to kill you now.
oh yeah, no, you're going in a cube.
Because you're going to try and take over.
Right, exactly. No, this Doom is like, I've been humbled. I failed. My
Right.
hubris got the best. Like my insecurity destroyed the moon and sent me to another reality.
Yeah, show me how it's done.
Like, please. Good Doom takes regular Doom to his house, and it's just like a nice place.
It's just like a weirdo modern house.
It's just a postmodern freaking house from Colorado, and Doom's like, "Where's the castle?" And he's like, "We don't need a castle. It's stupid. They're drafty and they're ostentatious. You don't need a castle." He's like, "You don't raise children in a castle in 2019."
Well, I was going to.
Well, yeah, you were not going to. You only wanted to because you saw my kids.
Yeah, you thought you were going to, and then they got all scary-faced.
Yeah, and Frazzini is like, "Hey, don't let him in here.
That guy's a piece of
That
shit.
guy sucks. He's the worst. He's literally the worst." And he's like, "It's fine. Like, trust me." And it's like, that's fun because it's like, look, it's Doom. This is Doom, and how do we know? Because he's got a perfect face and he doesn't look anything like Doom. Because of his arrogance.
He's still got
He's
that.
like, this guy's fine. Like, we got it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about him. Once he sees like my children, and he's like, his kids come in and gives him hugs, and he's like, and they're like, look at this man. Why does he look like that? And he's like, no, he's cool. He's sad and broken. And he goes, I'm not broken, you piece of shit. He's like, all right.
Okay.
Okay,
you're not broken.
He's like, don't be ashamed. That's the hardest part, is like breaking that shame. So he takes him into his like deeper inner sanctum, and he shows him like, we fixed the Earth, so now we're going into space. I've brokered peace agreements between the Skrull and the Kree and everybody. Like, we're intergalactic peace is at hand.
Right.
And
we're creating like a federation of races that
you
we'll
know
be
I'm
in charge of.
Obviously, like, I'm a big fan of Star Trek. That's happening.
Yeah.
Like, and it's gonna, but it's gonna happen for real. It's not gonna be bullshit. And but then Doom notices like all the artifacts that good Doom has, like the evil eye and the casket of ancient winters, the cosmic cube, and the crystal Cyttorak. He's like, what the fuck? Like, he's like, I got all 6 of the Infinity Gems. It's just my trophy room. Like, it's just, we don't need them anymore. We've moved beyond this stuff. Not tempting for me. Like, even the Ultimate Nullifier's there. He's like, you have the Ultimate Nullifier! He's like, yeah, we don't need it. He's like, I just keep it in this room.
I'm like Superman.
Yeah. It's just like,
My Fortress of Solitude. I got all my crazy weapons here.
Yeah, he's like, I know you could probably like I know this is probably making you freak out. Because I'm you. And like, you're probably like, oh man. Any one of these things I could grab would like completely let me take over. But like, that's not what you want. Because you're here to learn.
It's like,
right?
Yeah.
I gotta be honest with you. I am not here to learn anymore.
Yeah, I am free.
I thought I was here to learn, but
I am not this good.
Right. This is impossible.
Right. And he goes,
you are not me.
He goes, like, no, I am, because like your mind is clouded. And he's like, by what? And he's like, you need to understand that you need to break through the one thing you still will never do. And he's just like,
Until you have a child,
you will never understand. Damn it.
Oh no.
Oh no. I'm one of these. Do Frazini and I have a joint Facebook account?
well, of course. Why wouldn't we?
Of course.
I'm gonna need this ultimate nullifier. We gotta just wipe this reality.
This is not happening.
We're not doing this.
This is lame. Eventually, you will be ready to forgive. And he's like, forgive whom? And he's like, you already know. And Doom's like, Richards. You want me to forgive Richards? And he's like, yeah. And so he shoots Good Doom in the face and kills him. And then takes the ultimate nullifier and annihilates reality.
I do it! Yup. You piece of shit.
He's like, you expect me to forgive Richards? Do you know what he just did? I was fixing everything, and he made me fuck up.
No, he didn't, you jackass. You did that.
He incepted me. He incepted my brain. He went into my brain.
He knew what he did.
He knew.
And Richards is like, yeah, I knew.
Yeah.
And like, I think, yeah. Meanwhile, it's all coming apart, and Richards is in the back building watching it happen in an interdimensional TV. He's like,
I got him.
Anyway, time for the Fantastic Four to save the day.
Looks like the Mole Man's attacking the city. Time for my family to step in.
Well, I gotta clean up from Doom. He blew up the moon.
That's right. Hey, Stretcho, do you think maybe there might be some time to help make me become a man again? All in due time, Ben. All in good time. Let me just put this elixir that makes you into a man. Put it right in here for later. So
I might have a large creature I need you to punch.
Yeah.
Super important. I can't let you go back.
And it's just like, and I'm like, okay, so the ultimate, if you push the ultimate, it will destroy you.
Right.
But Doom just says, my mind is so precisely focused that I'm able to return myself to my true reality with ease. And also, I brought Blue Marvel back too. And
what?
Yeah, and that will be my last generous gesture. Like the last good thing I'll ever do in this life is save Blue Marvel.
Why would you do that?
Because I didn't get permission to kill Blue Marvel in this book.
Yeah.
So,
well, I guess you could also say, like, well, he's not really from here. Like, he's not supposed to be ultimate nullified in this universe. Like, I'm destroying this screwed up universe that I hate.
Place. Yeah.
He's from my universe, which I like.
Yeah. And he'll remember what I did.
Maybe the ultimate nullifier also only destroys your reality.
Sure.
Because, like,
he just
says he does say that his focus is the only thing that saves him.
Yes.
Yeah, but isn't the ultimate nullifier destroy everything? Like, all reality?
It doesn't destroy the multiverse. It destroys reality.
It destroys your reality.
Your reality. It's only limited to his own galaxy.
Right.
Okay.
where he is.
Where he is. He also murders his own children and wife and everything.
Yeah, he does.
And the Fantastic Four and everybody, and Spider-Man and Aunt May and everybody. Yeah. So he's sitting on his throne. He's back in his place. And the new status quo for Doom is just like, I had some glimmer of hope and goodness in my heart, and I saw it manifested, and I killed it. Yeah. And so there's no coming back from this. I will always be doomed now and forever. He even calls one of his people, and he's like, "Hey, we have a journalist in our stockade. See these executed within the hour." Like, I don't want to even come back from this. I don't want Frazini to show up and be like, "Oh, if you free my father, I'll fuck you." Nope. He's dead.
Get rid of him. Let's make sure that never happens.
And then Kang shows back up, and he's like, "Hey, see, you're in charge. I see it worked out." And he's like, "There was never any good in me, Kang." And Kang's like, "Okay."
Yeah, no, what?
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
I wasn't trying to change you for good, man.
Yeah, I want to take over your reality. I see you fucked that up for me, so I guess I'll leave.
Don't worry.
I'll take over some other way.
I got time.
I got time.
Do.
Unless I'm tied to a toxic actor and they decide that they can't make a franchise out of me, in which case I feel like I'll be shunted into another reality. Toot sweet. But I don't see that happening. So Doom destroys his own happy future. It'd be like if George Bailey saw that the world was better with him being dead, and he's like, "Well, screw that! I'm coming back."
Oh, they don't miss me at all.
Screw those guys! I'll see them dead first. But,
hello, movie house. Gasoline with people inside.
This place. Chris Campbell has talked about this book a little bit because I've seen reactions to this book, and they're like, "Hey, way to kill Dr. Doom as a character in 3 pages." And yeah, kind of. Especially the idea that Doom is, look, Doom is portrayed as a man baby throughout the entire book.
Yeah.
Because he is. He's like, "I'm not a freaking, I saw something good that I didn't earn and I want it anyway." Shut up. So the idea that him being "There's no good in me at all." I love when my characters announce how they feel. and announce their character arc changes. They're like, "After I've gone through that ordeal, I'll never be the same again." Nobody says that, nobody does that. And Cantwell in his own interviews has talked about how he's like, obviously that's not true. Just because Doom is a popular character and they will never resist the idea of making him an anti-hero again. But the reality is this is Doom railing against what he experienced. He's like, "I'm the baddest motherfucker that ever lived, and everything sucks, and I hate you."
Right. Just because he says that now doesn't mean
that he'll never be different again.
Right.
Yeah. He's just a narcissist.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't listen to him.
Right.
What?
Why would you rely on Doom as a narrator at all?
Yeah.
But, the whole damn thing is from his perspective, and it's about him kind of finding out there's good in him, seeing that it's achievable, and then finding out that, he's not ready to move past what he is, which is, of course, a piece of shit.
Right.
Which I guess is, not really a story. Or maybe it is. It is in as much as we went on one, but is it, is it narratively satisfying? And I think it is, but only in as much as if you are a fan of Black Mirror, you probably love this book. Otherwise, it's oh yeah, that was fun, I guess. But
this is really disturbing.
It's really disturbing and miserable.
It's very disturbing.
And this Doom, this is not the same Doom that saved the multiverse in Secret Wars.
No, but this is trying to put him back.
Yes,
it's trying to explain why. No, it is the same Doom.
Yeah, but I want a scene where the Fantastic Four are in suspended animation chambers and Doom's like, "Richard!" I want that. I want that moment back.
Yeah.
It's all right, well, then you certainly earned it with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also love how Doom is so consistent. You guys called the end of this book in the volume 1.
Yeah, it did.
It's...
Yep.
Oh, it can't end good.
Well, once I found out there was a good reality, I'm like, oh,
they're done.
No, that's getting destroyed.
Yeah.
When we're destroying realities left and right already at this point in Marvel continuity, what's another one?
My first thought for this was that when he found out that AIM was involved, and he's like, "I'm gonna wreck those people." Mm-hmm. I assumed that this was his plan in the future, and that it was him sending him a message "No, I hired AIM to attack you so that you would destroy them, so that you're the only one left.
Right.
And things are better.
Right.
Suddenly you're the savior of reality."
He already was doing that in the Iron Man book he was in, where he was like, "Well, my intimate knowledge of the criminal underworld and all my former colleagues will allow me to defeat them even quicker," which of course he does. But only the ones that don't matter.
Yeah.
And so, it doesn't have any lasting effect. But yeah, I mean, that would have been fun. It certainly would have made more sense than MODOK just being like, because of the black hole and stuff, realities are bleeding over, and I saw yours, and I was like, that seems cool. Maybe because MODOK, felt bad and asked Doom for help in the good reality, and Doom's like, here's a body with a dick and everything. And then they do another follow-up that's like a one-shot in which Dr. Doom and Iron Man team up to fight Santa Claus. So, at least we're reminded that this is a bunch of silly bullshit.
Yeah.
They fight Santa?
Yeah, well, an evil version of Santa.
Okay.
Well, he is Santa, but he's infected by a symbiote because it's a tie into King in Black.
Of course it is.
Because everything was.
Greatest.
That's why Death resurrects him in hell.
Right.
Yeah, because of what he does.
So death is
It's multiversal.
multiversal. Okay, there's only one death.
I mean, okay, so yeah, but
no.
there are other deaths. I mean,
That's just it. It's not like everyone from other dimensions ends up in hell.
right, goes to our
No,
hell.
same
Like,
hell.
Mephisto's like, oh, hello, who are you? I'm Miguel O'Hara from 2099.
What?
Is that the future or something? Well, it's an alternate reality and a future.
That sounds stupid as fuck.
Why would I do that? Why wouldn't there be multiple me's?
I've never even heard of you.
Why would there only be one death? It's a multiverse. That multiverse has its own set of rules and afterlives and everything.
But death is a constant throughout the...
Yeah, but it should exist outside of reality itself. That's DC, man. Grant Morrison didn't make no map for us. So get on it, Grant. Come on.
Look, I like the fact that he would go that far.
Yeah.
May not be my reality.
It's not my
this is.
deaths, but
What?
I heard
It's
that
cool.
you did some pretty sweet shit over there for that death. And,
Right.
we're pretty tight, me and her,
Yeah, so I want it. I want in. I don't think so.
He comes back to reality and it's like, all right.
Nice.
My man.
What?
Also, wasn't Death not impressed by Thanos wiping out half of reality?
No, she thought it was perverse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
but that was 30 years ago.
She also thought it was perverse because Thanos was doing it to win her
That's
over.
the thing is that Thanos and Doom
didn't
are
you
both
think it was-
doing it for petty, horrible
Didn't you
reasons.
think it was
Yeah, but-
perverse because it was it's not earned? It's just
Yeah.
you just snapped your fingers.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
not real
Well,
death.
maybe it's
they
because-
they just ceased to exist. They didn't even really
Yeah, but
die.
think about all the things he had to do to get those stones.
Yeah, but Thanos did it for her. She's like, don't be a simp for me. Doom
Ew.
did it for himself.
True.
She's like, you earned that killing. Like,
Right.
you earned that genocide. That
Right.
ultracide. It's the
Right.
I think you gotta go further than genocide at that point. You've not just killed everyone on Earth. You've killed everyone on every planet in the multi-galaxies of your
of that
reality.
reality.
You killed reality.
It's pretty bad. It's a double Thanos.
Yeah, at least.
Maybe she hates the death in that universe.
She's like, screw her. I know. I think the implication is because this death knows about it. She's like, no, I am death across the multiverse. Which I'm like, no, because we know in Secret Wars 2, A, you can die, and B, you're some dude who was
Great.
transformed into death by drinking a chalice. Anyway, Dr. Doom. I appreciate the book's called Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
Just
Dr. Doom.
Just Dr. Doom.
Straightforward.
I think it's worth reading. It's certainly fun. It's the best work of Salvador Larroca's career.
It's freaking crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
It's a sick ride, and it's a lot of fun. But also, it's it makes Doctor Doom relatable, which I think we've all really wanted.
Yeah, we've all wanted to just destroy reality.
I think we've all been there. I think
Yeah.
we can all agree on that. If anything, I have definitely wanted to push a button with the ease of changing the volume on my television set and annihilate every man, woman, child, dog, cat, and bird in the reality that I live in.
Including potentially myself. But then the last second be like, nah, I'll go home.
Now, my mind is so hyper-focused, I actually just sent myself back to my own reality.
It's not just read.
No.
The last line is, you're going to forget about all this, even your ridiculous armor.
Yes.
He makes fun of the armor.
Yeah, because wouldn't you...
And Doom's like, ridiculous! That's it!
That's it!
This reality sucks.
Yeah.
You make fun of my armor?
I know you like wearing it.
I'm
You
so
love wearing
irritated.
things. You love my big yellow buttons.
Yeah, and then I realized how stupid I was.
Yeah, you know why I love them? Because of how cool I thought I looked in it. That's the wrong reason to like something. I don't actually genuinely derive joy from it, and neither do you.
And it's painful, and it smells.
I would rather unmake reality than have 1 minute of therapy.
You know, everyone thought the lightsaber fight between Darth Maul and Qui-Gon
Qui-Gon
Jinn and Obi-Wan was cool when they were 12. But then you
grow
up.
Meanwhile, Liam Neeson's like, I've never seen your silly movies. Sure.
Right. Clearly that's what happened.
Midichlorians? Okay.
Whatever it says, I don't give a shit.
I was just there to cash a check. I had a jolly good time.
I didn't learn any of the lines. I'm reading them from a cue card across the hall.
I don't think you understand. In a couple of years, I'm going to be fighting wolves with broken bottles taped to my hands.
I hate that movie. The Gray? Yeah. And people will be like, this movie's totally badass. And then you watch it and go, no, this is a fucking slog. This is like a snuff movie. I'm not watching this movie. Who tricked me into watching this? That's like fucking seeing the box art for The Edge and thinking, sweet, a bear versus Anthony Hopkins, I'm in. And then you realize it's a goddamn movie about fucking betrayal and adultery. And you're like, there's like 2 minutes of a bear and it eats the wrong guy. And you're like, damn it, this movie sucks. I thought I was in for like a bear movie. Like a movie about a bear that hunts 2 men.
Like The Bear.
Is there a movie called The Bear that hunts men? Are you talking about that show, The Bear, which is about cooking?
No, The Bear. I want to say it's about a... I think they kill like a baby grizzly bear and like a mama like hunts
them down?
the people.
I'm rooting for the bear in that
That's
movie.
awesome.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch that. That's sad.
Yeah, but she gets him in the end.
Does she?
It's like Taken, but a bear.
I think that's the movie. My mom
We should look that up.
watched it and told me about it one time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
that's
that
not quite
sounds
the
like a
same
movie
thing.
that
Yeah.
exists.